Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 1/17/2025. I thought about not doing these daily videos because I'm going to start doing the Wednesday live stream. Why is Wednesday called Wednesday this coming Wednesday? Look at me, I'm prepping stuff. But, this stuff is really coming easy to me. My sleep schedule is really strange, and I feel like I should write this stuff down, and I'm having fun with it. And there seems to be a couple people that like it, so I'm going to keep doing it. It is 1/17/2025, so we're getting right into January. I kind of want to get into personal stuff, but I'm just going to stay focused because there is a tendency to tell about positive things in your personal life, and then that leads you into telling negative things. So I do want to see my kiddos. It's been a while. That's one thing I guess I wanted to try to throw out at people. If you've never had to be away from your children for months at a time, then you really don't have the perspective of it. You can guess what it would be, you can empathize from a place where you've never been, but it does do something to you if it's the most important, if you're a really good parent. So if you haven't had to experience that, regardless of how your life has went, then it's difficult for you to understand. But what I can say is sometimes, I keep saying because this is a really difficult subject. There's no way to explain it to someone that hasn't had to endure it, especially to the ones if they had some part in that estrangement happening. So there is a hurt of like lack of understanding when they can't understand because they've never had to do it. So you never seem to get very much sympathy, it doesn't seem. Not that I'm looking for sympathy, empathy more, or just like, that's gotta suck. I don't want to genderize this, but there is a difference between taking children from a mother and taking children from a father. And taking is a hard word to say because circumstances come into play, but so I'm trying to stay moderately moderate here. But in my experience, you take children from a mother and the head goes off. I mean, there is a World War III that happens. People will tell you not to give up on things. And I don't know really what giving up means. It's insulting. And I've let it go a few times, and I'm not sure how to address it, actually. But don't tell me that I'm giving up on anything. This is my life. And that is very irritating, honestly. And sometimes I want to really stand, but it's just not the right place, and I don't know how to articulate it in the right way to let somebody know how insulting it is. Do you think that I'm not taking my life serious? Come on now. Is that not selfish? Though there's a lot of selfishness. Maybe I'm not the best for my girls because I'm not with them. That's the reality, because of my choices. Oftentimes, the estranged party is just going through natural processing and has difficulties and sabotages the reactions. So, like, because there's lack of understanding of the other party, of the difficulties of it, and the lack of reciprocation. The reaction from the party that is estranged is to make it worse. And then you're apologetic and you're in the apologist stance. All you can do is say you're sorry. And then it's on them, whoever is the other party. You must accept their reaction and then react accordingly for your own health. Often less is more. Apologize for what? You feel you have done in the wrong? I've done a lot of wrong things, for sure. It's probably not appropriate to... What are you supposed to do with this? Like, there's nothing sanitary about this. I'm going to put it right here. If you were in the wrong, then you have to eat crow. And I heard something... Eat crow thing is a strange one for me as well. I definitely don't want to eat crow unless I absolutely have to. But what it did say, and I just really resonated with me for some reason, but you eat crow, if you're going to have to eat it, you better eat it when it's warm. Because it's just going to get worse. I mentioned yesterday that I lost a friend a couple days ago. He was one of the real close ones where I really can't think of anything bad to say about him. Other than, why, dude? I guess I have the rest of my life to ask him that. And my heart really just breaks for those that were really close to him. Because I imagine it was enjoyable to be close to such a man. He seemed to be. I was pretty close, but not on a daily. But I did get some moments of closeness to him. And I can imagine that on a lifetime scale. But disappointment. People will say, I feel that. That's a big one out right now in our lexicon, in our, what do you call that? I was going to say colloquialism, but I don't think that's even close. But that popped into my head. When you hope the best in others, like I think that that's what happens too, where a lot of disappointment comes into place, where you don't get what you want, and you didn't get the promotion. She didn't call you back. He didn't even bother to show up. You were left out, not thought of, not able to see your children. I'm telling you, that's the toughest one. For those who don't know, and when you're bleeding, people can be very cold. They can stand somewhere, bring you bandages and say, could you stand somewhere else, please? It looks like it hurts. It does. Here are some bandages. Can you stand over there where no one can see you? And please try to keep it down. I know it's probably hurting, but people are trying to sleep. If your loved one wakes up, like if the one that you're with or your children, if someone in the house wakes up grumpy, you're in for some grumpy mornings. If your loved ones wake up and they come to wake you up rudely, which is a thing, intentionally rude awakenings, make sure they never wake you up, because you really aren't responsible for how you wake up if you wake up into something like that when you're still in between. I really just enjoy peace now. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I just want to bang on my drum all day. I do feel like completely different. I don't really want to go do things that seem mundane to me anymore, but I'm slowly getting my life together by doing the mundane. It's happening as I do other things while I'm going along. I stay out of the way of others, trying to anyways. Take the hits. Just take in there and take the hits and smile and do better. Make sure your smile's genuine though. Don't give it away. Don't just fake it. I don't like the fake smile. I know that it has to be done. And my mom used to say, put on your happy face. But I really think that she was talking more about this isn't, you got to get in it. She was good at that. If someone asks you to clean the old tape off the entry windows to your business that you work at, like the boss man, as he's walking out, he sees that there's tape on the windows, residue and stuff in the entryway, and he says, hey, can you clean this off when you get a chance? You go ahead and do that like pretty much immediately after he leaves, because it makes sense. You look at it, you're like, yeah, we should probably have that clean. And then you go and do it. And you try not to make a big deal about it because it needed to be done. And then after it's done, you feel really good. And it's not because you're impressing the boss or because of, it's just that you get to be a part of something. And then I have a small connection to the boss man because I'm sure he's got a lot on his plate. And that was something that he saw that he wanted done, and it was done. Whether he doesn't even have to worry about it because it was done. And that is what is the Tao for me, is right there. And then regardless of what happens from that moment, it's paid off. I did something that made sense. It's almost better when no one notices. And that's the Tao. The Tao is great. Do great. Be great. Be grateful. Have an awesome day. This was early, so for you late birds like that stay up past the twilight, you're seeing this like for you to go to sleep and go into the next day. I'm doing this to start my day because I'm such a strange duck. Quack, quack. Have an awesome day.